And I was like, you know, who is this? Because THOUGHT. No, you don't need to know anything else. You don't. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions so I could answer them on YouTube. And I know a lot of you are new, or maybe you only recently started to follow me, because I am fairly new in terms of content creation and having a platform. So I'm going to answer some questions so you guys can get to know a little bit more about me. First question, what was your position when you were a corporate baddie? So yes, I have a corporate marketing background. I used to work as a marketing specialist. That was my second job out of college. I graduated in 2020, so like the first year of the pandemic, with a degree in marketing. First position was a specialist at a marketing agency. It was a boutique marketing agency. Second job that I worked for 3 years, and like you guys probably saw my corporate content, that was me being a marketing specialist for an electronics distributor, and I specifically did the marketing for Mexico and Latin America. Workout routine. So I try to work out 3 to 4 times a week, usually 2 leg days, 1 back day, and 1 shoulders, tricep, chest day. I do core all 4 days, and I warm up with sprints. I have been getting into running lately, so I'll throw in some running, but that's usually my workout split. Would you ever consider going back to a 9 to 5 after being laid off? To be honest, no. Only because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I think this is God ordained to be like in this position. So I don't think I would go back to a 9 to 5, because that just wouldn't fulfill me, and I don't think that I would be able to have as much as an impact in a corporate setting. However, I do still love marketing and like the branding side of things, so I'm always like so curious, just when agencies, like, how do they pick creators, what do they want the goal, like storytelling element. I really do love branding and marketing. So I wouldn't do this full time, but I think I would love to be a consultant for agencies wanting to learn more about creators, or just kind of like bringing those two together, because I think there's a big gap I'm learning being in this industry. When are y'all getting married, and will you be having it locally or a destination wedding? I don't know when I'm getting married yet. We want to get married in 2026, because getting married next year just seems so soon. Like, that feels like tomorrow. So I think I want to wait until 2026, and we'll most likely be doing a destination wedding. Another question, when are you planning to have your wedding? Spring, winter, fall? At first I wanted like a summer, September-ish wedding, but me and Jimmy's birthday is in May. Then it's summer, so it's like there's tons to celebrate in the summer. We have a ton of family birthdays, and just it's summer. So I think I actually want to have it in the spring, like maybe March or April, because we don't have anything those months, so it'll be something to look forward to every year, our wedding anniversary. Do you go tanning in a tanning bed? How do you maintain that glow? No, I do not go tanning in a tanning bed. I pretty much tan naturally. I mean, I wear sunscreen outside. I did used to use a tanning lotion, I think it was like from JWoww's brand, outside with SPF, but I kind of stopped using it. But that was a few years ago. This year, honestly, I've just kept a tan because I've traveled so much, and that's pretty much it. It's the natural tan. I'm Mexican and part Indian, so I feel like that's why I tan the way that I do. Favorite high protein snacks? Okay, I love one of those Chomps meat sticks. It's like a Slim Jim. First of all, I love Slim Jims, but the healthier alternative that has more protein, love Chomps. And I also love Greek yogurt with chia seeds and raspberries and a little bit of stevia. It's so high protein, and that's like that's one of my go-to snacks, as well as tuna. I don't consider tuna a meal. I do consider that a snack. Very high protein, delicious. I'm more of a savory kind of person. How would you describe your personality? Hopefully you guys are learning more about my personality, especially here through YouTube, and I'm getting more comfortable with putting myself out there. And if you ever interact with me in person, hopefully you have like the same experience, it matches. But I would describe my personality as being very funny, optimistic. I am an introvert though, so I like to be alone and just be in solitude. I'm like a thought daughter, THOUGHT, like nostalgia, sonder, all the things, like just, I guess, an empath in a way. I don't really share that part online because I feel like it's irrelevant, sort of, but yeah, I think I'm fun, I'm funny, and I don't know how to explain it, but you guys will get to know more of that. Do you miss your corporate job? No, I do not miss my corporate job. I do miss my coworkers and the interaction of like getting dressed, filming my corporate office videos. I miss all that, but my job itself, no, I don't miss it. I wasn't super passionate about the work that I was doing, so I do not miss it. Can you give us creator tips for those who want to become an influencer? So there's so much I could say about this, but for today I will say this: if you want to create content, create it. Like, you don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know anything else about the algorithm. You don't need to like know whether or not hashtags work or like what to post. So if you want to become a content creator but you literally don't post any content that's public, or your page is private, or you don't even have a tripod, like, start there. Post content. Your first videos are not going to be good. It's going to feel a little bit weird, but you have to stop caring what people think about you. Otherwise, like, that's just not gonna work. Like, don't say you want something and you don't do it, okay? How has your life changed since getting laid off? Share the deets. I think I'm gonna do a dedicated testimony video about this whole story because it's kind of crazy, but my life has changed 100% for the better. In terms of like inner confidence, like, I feel so sure of who I am as a woman, what I want my life to look like, what I want my impact to be, and like how I want to connect with others. It is so much more defined now that I work for myself, and honestly I love it. And God has just been showing out. Like, you guys know this year has been crazy. I'm in a healthy relationship, I got engaged, like everything is just aligned, and I feel really happy about that because I feel like my heart has always been there. Life is just taking a little bit to catch up, but I'm happy. Do you have a dream wedding dress? I do not have a dream wedding dress, but I know I want to have like 3 because I want them all. Like, I want all the looks. I want like the big princess ball gown situation. Not super poofy, but like dramatic. Like, I want drama. Huge, like, I don't know, material cascading at my hips. But then I also want like a really, you know, hot dress. I want to look really hot, and like, I don't have a dream wedding dress, but I do hope that it finds me because I know how indecisive I am, that just thinking about having to pick 3, I don't know. What are your goals for the rest of the year? Okay, I love this question. For me, going into Q4, this is my first Q4 as a full-time content creator. I want to like really be on my P's and Q's and be providing value to my community. Like, if you guys need gift guides, I want to be providing gift guides. Like, you let me know, but I just want to have a really strong finish for the year. I want to go into next year ready to plan my wedding, like ready to get married. It's hard to say like personal goals because with this career now, it's like it's all together. So it's like work goals, but they are also personal because what I'm building and what I'm trying to create is so personal for myself at the same time. So I'm just trying to have a really good, strong Q4 and not let seasonal depression get me or just get in my feelings, because I live in Chicago. Right now I'm in sunny Los Angeles and it's beautiful, but in Chicago it gets dark around 5 and then it's cold, and I love sunshine. What made you get into content creation? Another good question. So with my corporate marketing background, right, I get my corporate job out of school, but then I decide like, okay, well, first of all, I need a side hustle because I need side hustle money, and I also just had so much free time. So I started picking up freelancing gigs on Upwork. Highly recommend if you're looking to get into like a side hustle in terms of like marketing or anything like that. Upwork. I did not have a TikTok account at the time, but I wanted to start posting on TikTok so I could get comfortable with it, like learn the landscape so that I would be able to sell that to businesses. So I started just posting on TikTok, and I started posting for clients, and I was girl bossing a little too close to the sun, so I ended up just dropping basically all my clients because I'm like, you know, I could be putting all this effort into my own platforms because I was doing it anyway. Like, I would post little vlogs here and there, just my life in Chicago, and it was like a creative outlet. So then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna invest all this energy and creative resources into my own platform, and that's kind of how I got started. How old are you? Easy question. I'm 27. How tall are you? I am 5'3". Would you like to have kids one day? You guys, tell me if you feel the same way, but I don't know. I literally don't know. Like, yes, I do. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes when I see somebody pushing a stroller, I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I just, like the opposite of baby fever. But my fiance does have a daughter, so like a stepmom. And just this exposure alone, I'm like, wow, I have so much respect for parents. Sometimes I think as a woman, it's like, okay, if I have kids right now, like if I decide to get pregnant and like go through like a newborn and all that stuff, then my career will suffer. So I kind of feel like that is an external pressure on me, that I wouldn't be able to dedicate as much time to like business if I had a newborn baby. And then I also just get so scared of like the world sometimes. Like, wow, it is so hard to raise kids. Like, you might do everything right, you might think you're doing everything right, and like the kid still turns out like not that great, and the world is scary. And so right now I kind of just like what I got going on in life. I don't know, but I might change my mind. How long did you and your fiance date before you got engaged? We were dating for 2 years and 2 months before we got engaged. We just got engaged August of this year. Somebody asked my big 3 zodiac signs. So I'm a Gemini sun, Aquarius moon, Taurus rising. Let me know what you guys think about that if you're into that. How would you describe your perspective on the corporate world now? Okay, I would say my advice for anyone in the corporate world, find the balance outside of your job. Like, use your job to fund what makes you truly happy, because it's not going to be the job. And work is just work. Work is work now. Like, I'm not in corporate America, but it's still work. So I would just say it's really important to like focus on how your life feels outside of work. How do you stay motivated? Something that motivates me is my family and my younger self. I do feel very connected to my inner child, so I'm like, that's what motivates me. Just, I don't know how else to say it. That's what motivates me. God motivates me. How did you start your fitness journey? I'm kind of like an OG fitness girly, I would say, because I actually started working out in 2018. So I've been working out consistently since 2018. I don't even know how old I was then, but I had my gym membership at Lifetime. I would go after work in between classes, and it was kind of like, at the time, I feel like I was going through it, so that was my safe space. Like, I would be listening to self-help podcasts on the treadmill and stuff. But I love the gym. It's part of my life. Like, the journey is always gonna be resetting for me, and it's just like a long-term thing. So that's how I started in 2018. And you just have to keep doing it. Like, you just have to continue the practice over a long period of time. Favorite skincare products? Okay, anything with hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and anything with mandelic acid. My skin really likes those. I do have oily-ish, acne-prone skin. Any financial advice? No, but if anyone has some, let me know. I'm just kidding. It's tough. It really is tough. So I am a first-generation college graduate, right? So that alone, like, you guys, filling out FAFSA, I think the first time I had to do it by myself, and the first time I did it, I put the wrong social security number. So that was like such a headache. So don't even get me started on a financial journey. Like, it has been a journey trying to learn things, because it's just things that my parents didn't know. No fault to their own. I don't like hold that against anybody. It just is what it is. But no, I'm trying to figure it out. Have you always been into fitness? How do you stay so disciplined? So yes, kind of. Like I said, I've been working out since 2018, so it's kind of for a while now. And I've gone through phases where I'm like super into it, counting my macros, like supplements, everything, and then I've kind of fallen off of that. It's ebbs and flows. I just stay disciplined because I know it's going to ebb and flow. I want to be working out the rest of my life, so I'm not in a rush to like, I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. If I have 2 weeks where I didn't really do well in terms of working out, it's like, just gotta get back up on the horse. That's all I can say. You are just that girl. Thank you. What has been the biggest adjustment with being a full-time content creator? The biggest adjustment has been one, mindset. Having the mindset of like, okay, you're not doing this for fun. This is to put food on your table. You have the support system. Like, I have everything I need to succeed. That's an affirmation right there. So that has been a shift to just be like, okay, Scarlett, you are your own boss. You are creating something. You want to make an impact. You want to honor God, and you want to like grow his platform, because this is his. So taking on that mindset has been one shift. Another shift has also been time management for me, because I do have ADHD, and just like routines and schedules, it's a struggle. Like, in terms of managing my time, I'm not the greatest at that. How do you stay grounded? God and my fiance and my family, for sure. How do you create time to read your Bible and stay in your word day to day? Definitely, you just have to create it. I like to do reading the Bible at night, like right before bed, because I feel like it's the perfect way to like wind down, and it resets my mind after all the stresses of the day. Like, because it's easy at night to have like a running list of everything I need to work on in the morning, or like what's going on this week, but that just quiets all the noise. So I like reading the Bible at night. In the morning, I like doing a devotional. I do the Power Thoughts devotional on my phone. It looks like this, and it's like a good way to just set my intention for the day. And I go to like sleep praying, like thanking God for my day and like why it was so great. And every time I go to pray, even if I had like a bad day, it's like I can't even bring myself to complain. Like I actually have so much to be thankful for and grateful for. So yeah. Have you ever thought of coloring your hair? I've actually been thinking about dyeing it, but not darker like in a cool tone way, but darker but like warm, like a really chocolate brown. But I don't know, because some might say this is chocolate brown, but I feel like I want it to be a little more warm. Do you see yourself leaving Chicago? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I love Chicago. Absolutely love Chicago. I think it's such an amazing place to live, especially as a young woman. I mean, it's been my home in these formative years of my 20s, and I love it. But I'm also not tied to anything. Like if God tells me to move, I'm gonna move. Simple as that. Tell us about your style journey. You've always been stylish, but how has it evolved over time? Oh my gosh, so sweet. It's so funny because actually in high school I won best dressed, like for the superlatives, which that was subtle foreshadowing. I did not know. But I think style is similar to fitness. I'm still figuring it out. I don't know. It's going to ebb and flow. I might look at something I wore like 6 months ago and be like, ew, never again. But I know at that time I had confidence and I felt like that girl in it. So I think whatever makes you feel confident. Are you happier being a full-time content creator than a corporate girly? Yes, I am. But I think I'm happier because I feel more confident. I feel more secure in who I am and myself. So that's the advice and like I think the take-home point that I would give to anyone, regardless of whether you are corporate girly or content or you want to do content, whatever. Like focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Like feeling confident, knowing who you are, what you stand for, have some boundaries about yourself, and everything else kind of forms around that. So yeah, I am happier now, but I don't want to say that I'm 100% happier only because I'm a content creator. I'm 100% happier because I have been doing the work to become the woman that I want to be, and slowly the fruit of that labor is starting to show. So that's my advice for anyone. A lot of the questions are mostly how did me and Jimmy meet, which I understand the curiosity, totally get it. Me and Jimmy met completely spontaneously, serendipitously in person. Like I was not expecting to meet him. I didn't know his name. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know he existed. I'll get more into it. I think I want to film a video with him so he can tell you guys his side of the story, maybe for like a Christmas holiday special. But we met in person, literally at a restaurant. I happened to be there with a mutual friend and Jimmy was there. And I thought he was like very attractive, and when Jimmy introduced himself to me, he took my hand and he kissed me on the cheek and like introduced himself, and I was like, oh my gosh, he smells good. And I was like, you know, who is this? Because Chicago's small, so I'm like, I have never seen you before, like where'd you come from? And I thought he was attractive, literally. So I'm telling my friend like, oh my gosh, he's hot. And we end up like basically having dinner together, but it wasn't like that. Like I was hungover that day. I was not all dolled up. I didn't know he was going to be there, know that I was going to be meeting somebody. So we ended up kind of like sitting together and we all have dinner together. It was a group of us. At the end of the night, he had pulled me aside and asked to take me out on a date. And I was like, yes. And I didn't know this, and he will like tell you guys more about this, but he put his number in my phone. I thought that I gave him my phone number, and that did not happen. Apparently, I texted him first, like asking if he got home safe. I was like, what? No, I didn't. But yes, I did. He didn't have my number at all. Like, there was no way for him to reach out to me. We didn't have each other's Instagrams or anything like that. There was no way for him to reach out to me if I didn't reach out to him. And I was like, ah, that's kind of smart, because if the girl's really interested in you, she's gonna reach out to you. And that's what I did. But I really wasn't looking for anything serious. I just thought he was hot. I didn't think that man was my husband. I don't know. It's hard to say because I was in such a different mindset at the time. But yeah, he asked me on a date, and our date was 2 weeks from the day that we met. So for 2 weeks, it was like Love is Blind pods, because we were just on the phone for like 2 weeks straight. like literally all hours of the day on the phone, just like talking to each other. And that was really sweet. And then when it came around to our actual first date, he picks me up, and I had gotten a fresh haircut, so I was like, yeah. I was excited because it was my first date in a while. So he picks me up, a huge bouquet of roses. He had a gift for me, and it was this beautiful cross gold pendant, and it had like a note saying like, save this letter because you're going to be reading it to our kids, and like we're going to be laughing about this and that 20 years from now. And we go on our date. It was amazing. He told the server like, oh, this is my wife, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. I'm like, I was excited, but then I was also like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. Like, I don't know how I feel about this, which I didn't because I was in a different mindset at the time. But yeah, and then we had like an amazing night. We ended up going to the club. My friends were there, and yeah, that's how we met. It was totally unexpected how we met. It's crazy to think now, 2.5 years later, we're engaged, and honestly, I'm so happy. That is my person. I really do believe that. I don't know how to explain it. I feel for anyone going through it with relationship stuff because it is tough out there. And this is my first healthy relationship. Prior to this, it's a whole thing. But yeah, that's how we met. I'll have him tell you guys the story too because there's more to it. But basically, yeah, we met in person. It was totally unexpected and definitely changed my life for the better. I don't think I would be, I mean, I know I wouldn't be as happy as I am today without him and like the support that he provides me. I feel like part of the reason that I am able to create content is because no one's stressing me out. I'm not losing weight, you know? So I have like excess and abundance of creativity and happiness to share and put out in the world. So yeah, that is how we met, and I am super excited to get married and just continue building our life together. That's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for asking questions. Hopefully this gave you a little more insight to the person that I am. I am going to do a testimony video on my corporate layoff journey to content creator because it might help someone, so I do want to share that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go check out my other videos, my vlogs, and I just want to say a huge thank you. I love this community that I'm building so much. Like, this is so fulfilling and rewarding, so thank you guys.